We're having a blast tonight. We're talking about things you might do. uh what would you do? I didn't listen to any of these. None of us have, as far as I know. I solicited there's a sub on Reddit for podcasters, guests and hosts wanted. And I reached out there and I got some very kind people who responded with pre-recordings. This
Smith.
info.
I'm Ruin Willow from the Oh Fuck Yeah with Ruin Willow podcast on apps and
Love
on
her voice.
YouTube, Ruin Willow podcaster. And I am wondering, I found this question on Reddit and I was wondering if you had an answer. Are we ready? I have this for you from the relationship advice on Reddit by you throw RA Anonymous. Fiance, 29, male, is not interested in being intimate with me, 24, female, after I give birth to our child. He says that he just can't see me the same. Apparently now that I have become a mother, his view of me completely changed. Is this some Madonna W complex psychology thing or what? Anyways, in all honesty, it's been taking a serious toll on my mental health, and I can't even talk about it or share it with my friends or family, mother, sisters, cousins, because it's genuinely humiliating. I also know it's something they didn't experience, and they'd probably tell me to just leave him, which isn't what I want. I love him. Our wedding is scheduled to happen this year and settled for, and our child is 6 months old. Yeah, we went through 6 months without having sex. As if having a child for the first time isn't exhausting as it is, I also had to carry the weight of my relationship being in crisis and feeling absolutely terrible and undesirable. Our sex life prior to me giving birth was the healthiest. It took a 180-degree turn and change afterwards. Even during my pregnancy, it wasn't bad. I know this isn't something usual. Men don't just lose interest in their partners after they give birth. Obviously, it's some psychological thing for my fiance here. And I know what you might be thinking, that perhaps it's on me, and I haven't took good care of myself after pregnancy and neglected my appearance. But that's not the case at all. I got back to the weight I was at before giving birth very fast. I take care of myself and how I look daily. Hair done, nails done, dress nice. To add, everything else between us is the same. We have smooth conversations. He gives me compliments, kisses me, treats me well, just refuses to be intimate with me. It's like he's holding me on a pedestal and can't acknowledge that I'm a sexual being anymore just because I became a mother. I'm looking for a way to solve the problem. It's causing a dilemma in our relationship, and I can't imagine spending a lifetime sexually repressed. Counseling is a must. We've already talked about it, and we are going to go through it. I just can't help but believe I need to do something else prior to that. And I'm honestly thinking that an open relationship where we'd both see other people for a while might drastically help us. It would for sure shatter the false illusion he has of me in his head. Any advice would be appreciated, and I'd also really like to know if there's anyone out here who experienced something similar.
Wow. There's a lot to digest there, and it took a turn at the end. And I'm going to start off by saying this: swinging doesn't fix relationships. It never will. Adding other people can be exciting, it can mix things up, it can be a spice, but it's not going to fix something that's broken. And right now he's broken. She mentioned that she didn't she well there's a lot here. The fact that she didn't want to talk to her friends or family about it and then assuming that they've never went through this is misleading. If you're not talking to people about these things, how do you know what they've been through? You haven't opened those conversation gates. You haven't mixed the information up. You haven't heard. And they can go ahead and say leave him if they want, but you don't have to follow their advice. But they might have went through it. They might have a best friend that went through it. They might have insight that you don't know about that you should get. These are your friends. These are people you love. You should be able to talk about everything with them. It's not the other problem is it's not embarrassing. You're not the person who has the problem. And I also don't think you should spread his medical or psychological or whatever issues he's having around. But if you need support, yes, you should reach out to people for support. That's why you have friends. That's what community is about, to reach out to people for the the support you need to the understanding, because right now you're kind of laying it on you. Even if you hadn't lost weight, there's no excuse. There's nothing that you did wrong. You've given birth. Your body's going to change no matter what. And I don't, if you hadn't lost weight, if you're not at your best, if you're not down to your marriage or your engagement weight or whatever you want to throw at that, it doesn't matter. You're his wife. He should want to be with you sexually. The problem is him, from the sound of it. And yes, there are real psychological conditions that some men experience when their wives give birth or their significant others give birth. He needs to get to counseling. You're doing the right thing. You're going there. Let that work. Don't try to pre-plan or pre-game or think about what you're going to say to the therapist so much as how you feel. You're not trying to win a battle. You're trying to help your fiance get better so that you can both have a better relationship. Do not include other people at this point. No swingers who know what they're doing would want to be with a couple in crisis. So if they find out what's going on, they won't want to be around anyway. The thing is, it can also really damage you. He sees you, unfortunately, as a mother, like his mother. And that's a good thing on one level, but if he sees you or knows that you're off with another man, everything he knows about you's gone, not just the mother part. You don't want to throw that trauma in here, is my advice. Get to therapy, share your feelings openly, tell him your needs in therapy, before therapy, all these things, and really, really work on the communication thing with everybody, not just your fiance and not just your loved ones that you trust. You have to be open. And I'm not talking about the relationship. So I don't know. What are you thinking there? Anybody? I mean, first off, quality of the recording. She can read. She's definitely a voice talent.
She can read.
No, I mean, I have a problem reading text into a microphone. I don't throw the personality into it, and she totally threw a personality on that.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I loved every second of that. No, I think you hit the nail on the head. I'd like to, try to do devil's advocate here, but I mean, that's really what it boils down to is working on that piece first. Don't make it combative. Get help with that. It's I wish I had something really profound to say to go with that, but I mean that's a pretty serious issue, but it's common. It happens. I mean, because that is a big change. I mean,
it's a change in everything.
Yes, exactly. So,
but she deserves a sexual relationship with her fiance, future husband. And he needs to work on that. I think he's already agreed to, the way they phrase it. I don't want to jump in with anything that might contradict what the therapist who's trained to do this and gets paid to do it will say.
Right.
So most of what I'm saying is don't do the swinging thing. Open up your communication with your friends, keep it going with your husband, and then throw it into therapy, but don't pre-plan a strategy to win or anything like that. Just go and work on solving the problem.
Because at the end of the day, there's a family involved now. I know you mentioned those two, but there's a third now, if not, others that we're not aware of.
You're right. And that always changes my advice. When there's a kid involved, I'm like, therapy, counseling. If it's, two people have been together 6 months, that advice is very different often. There's less commitment. There's, when you have a third person, and I think he's going to listen, and he's going to work on this, and a lot of people get through this. So.
Yeah. Get handled sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. This is my first time doing this. I'm so excited.
Hi,
I'm
Autumn.
Autumn the Glue from the Mac Knows Worst podcast. And naturally, we found the worst of the worst relationship advice post on here. So, Throw Raw 2838579, 18 minutes ago, posted this. I, 20, female, found videos, boyfriend, 22 male, fucking himself with a dildo wearing my clothes. Throw away for obvious reasons. Yesterday, I went through my boyfriend's phone. Recently, I caught him looking through mine, which influenced me to look through his. What I found shocked me. I found videos of him wearing my clothes that he stole and using a dildo to pleasure himself.
Did he steal them or borrow?
I'm totally fine with experimenting with your body and things of the sort. In fact, I encourage it and have wanted to peg him in the past. But when you steal my clothes and hide it from me, it's quite the shock. A while
Yeah.
back, I lost some bathing suits and thought he was the one that stole them. I didn't know if he did or not, but in the past, he has been controlling about what I wear, telling me to change, etc. The clothes that I did see in the video are summer clothes, so I haven't noticed that they were gone. I went on vacation recently and bought a whole new wardrobe, and those bathing suits went missing, which is why I noticed. When I confronted him about this, he was upset. Of course, I violated his privacy. I understand he feels ashamed and embarrassed, and I told him he doesn't need to feel that way. I told him I support him, but that I just feel weird about him stealing my stuff. I asked why he stole them, and he said, I don't know. We don't live together, so he had to have went through my stuff at a strategic time to get what he wanted. I'm freaked out, to say the least. I never expected this. I genuinely support him experimenting, but the way he stole my stuff really has me messed up. I do not know what to do. I cannot stop thinking about it. I want to be supportive, but it's hard at the same time when I know he's stolen from me. I also don't think I'm into femboys. What should I do? Okay, so
That
comments
came out of left field.
are killing me.
Oh, she's
Especially
got the
because this post
comments
was 18
too.
minutes ago. So
Autumn the glue.
Alfred_kill said, "You're upset about the clothes? Think you just ask him to wear them again while you peg him in exchange for your clothes back, or just ask for your clothes back."
Sorry.
This post makes me have a lot of questions. Says, "I loathe hydrangeas 8 minutes ago." What exactly does a femboy mean to you? So are you saying he steals the clothes and never returns them? Where does he keep these clothes? Why can't he just
That-
return them afterwards? You don't want a
Fair.
femboy, but you want to peg him?
That's where I was going. Yeah, and that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
All right. All right. First off, I want to listen to this show because if they're picking that question out of all the questions in Reddit, and yeah, she even read the comments, the extra step. I agree with a lot of the comments. First off, if you're not into femboys, why were you interested in pegging him? Like, I think that says you are into fem. Maybe I'm gonna get yelled at for this, but I think
Yep.
part of pegging is you take the guy takes a feminine role. I get it. You don't have to go the full distance or femdom and all that stuff, but I think you could work it out. Maybe without the clothes. I don't know. He likes the clothes. The bigger problem, there's two really big problems in this relationship. The first is he's stealing. At first, I thought he was like taking her clothes, taking photos of him in them, and then returning them. I don't know why he would keep them. Like that's low. That's actual theft. That's taking property from another human being, be it a girlfriend or a stranger. It's still wrong. He's still a kind of a scumbag for that. The part I liked about that was he's telling her how to dress, which is obviously he's like, go and buy these clothes so I could steal them for me, sort of thing. He's like, you look really great in blue, like I do. So the biggest problem really is she started off with it and it's stuck in my head and it's not going away. He went through her phone and then she went through his phone. These two people don't trust each other. The relationship was in danger from the start of this message. In my mind, they don't trust each other, and this relationship will never work if they don't trust each other. And to make matters worse, he just totally destroyed that trust by stealing her clothes. He can be into whatever sexual fetish or thing, even if it's not a fetish, if it's just something he enjoys. He can whatever he likes, and it sounds like she had a problem with that. But the trust in this relationship is destroyed, and I would tell, if they really want to make it work, they have to talk. They have to start trusting each other. But I don't think they're going to get there. I don't think he's an honest person. When she said, "Why did you steal my clothes?" The answer was, "I don't know." Because I want to wear your clothing is the right answer. Like, and I didn't want to buy them because I feel weird about buying clothing or whatever it is. This could have been a bonding moment where he, says how they can help each other and be part of each other's sexual fantasies. Instead, he just, I don't know, like he didn't steal her clothes and he doesn't understand that he's a scumbag for doing it. I don't think this person is mature enough to handle a real relationship. And I think that's probably why they don't trust each other. And that's a lot of assumption there. But either way, I don't think this couple has long to live.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far. I mean,
No trust.
Personally, the line right there. Yeah, that's the line right there. I mean, that's something you can work through, but it's just like that line, man. The going through the stuff. That's just, ooh, we've all been there. That's on both sides, both going at each other like that. That's a rough one. That's a rough hill to
And
climb.
what's he doing with
So-
the videos?
It's again, that's it. That all falls under that. I'm going through everything else going, okay. But that's the part that sticks out the most is, violating the trust, going into someone's like, safe spot and just, that's their place. And now they're not going to walk into that room or whatever and feel the same, because now they have to think strategically on what is or isn't okay, or what are they allowing, into that barrier to feel comfortable with that person. It's gone. It's all out the door. So from here on in, it's gone. So
Josh, we're going to make you talk on this one.
oh, this is gonna be fun. Hold on.
Yo, what's up?
That's it. We got it. Oh,
All right,
It's
what do
gonna
you
be our
think of the
drop.
quality of the recording?
It's good.
oh man,
Come
she really
on.
brought. All right.
No,
But, yeah.
First off,
Autumn the Glue brought the heat, man. I loved it. Loved it.
absolutely, great question. Again,
Yeah.
great reading of the question. I was sucked in. I was listening. I'm like, where is this going? And she kept she read it professionally. It was very.
Yeah.
I want to hear more
really-
from these people, from her specifically, of course. But
Yeah, I got a link in the chat just in case.
Thank you.
Also for the Oh Fuck Yeah podcast as well. If you
awesome.
want to reach
Thank
out
you,
on
thank you.
Twitter as well. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be checking these guys out, and I do like the questions too. That caught me off guard. As I was like, okay, settling in now that we got the whole context of everything, and then it was like, oh, we got some comments from Nostril Punch 15, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what? So that added a nice little bit to everything. I appreciate that. Thank you. Sort of.
No. I'm with the original poster though. Like, I'm not into like stealing things. Like, if you want something cool, just let me know about that. If you're gonna steal
Oh,
my
hey.
shit, especially like if you stole one of my favorite bodysuits, I would be pissed. Literally fucking pissed.
Any
She
articles
has a point.
going on what do you use? It's usually been a robe.
Yeah.
And it's because they're silky. They also like let my nuts hang down.
The
a little
silky
bit.
smooth.
They are silky smooth. Men's robes are scratchy unless you buy expensive ones, and I'm
He's
cheap.
not wrong.
Yeah.
Cheap, cheap.
Cheap, cheap.
This is great.
Oh, that's great. Yes, absolutely.
I tell you what,
Good job, guys.
Zaz, if you're not busy lining up people to call in,
Yep.
do you want to read
Nope.
one? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
'Cause I don't
And
want to
just,
use up all
I-
our videos at once. We're still going to save Paige for last.
Of
today.
course. And like, there's gonna be some dead air for like 2 seconds. I did have one
One,
pinned, but I
two.
hit refresh by accident. Ah, you son of a gun.
It has to be.
Try to go different from the usual,
Hey, we missed the 11 o'clock drop, right?
Oh my god, what was I? I failed, guys. I failed.
We didn't
Am I
drop.
Fired? Am I fired yet? Is my internship over yet? Ba-da-ba-ba. All right,
It is
let's see
intern
here.
season.
It is.
Can we get an intern?
I thought I was your intern.
I mean, a good one.
Now we're gonna have dead air.
That we have today. You know what?
But,
This,
yeah.
the soundboard doesn't work for me because we didn't set that up and test it. But man, you're lucky.
Yeah, I'm so glad. I mean, did you guys really play the soundboard when Paige was on? I don't recall hearing that. That was actually a first for you. Not
Yeah, we played it a little bit. It didn't make the edit
yeah.
for the clips. But yeah, we did a little bit, and then we had a good laugh about it. You were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was there, sort of. I was in a lot of pain that day.
You were in a lot of coffee.
Pulled it off.
too.
Not a lot of coffee. Yeah, I keep going off camera. I probably need to stay still. All right, so I'm gonna go a little different. I've been, we've been coming across a few of I wouldn't call them the same, but certain types of issues. And this one, actually, I'm pretty intrigued by. It's a 32-year-old female with a 45-year-old male. My boyfriend won't add me on social media. My boyfriend is very active on social media due to his job. Almost all posts are on the topic unless it's regarding his kids, but he won't add me back on social media. Okay, here it goes. We've been together for a total of 7 years.
Okay.
We both are differing points that have been. We both differing points have been toxic. The past 2 years, we have been off and on. This also is the time he joined his new job. I've been one to be jealous and, in fact, missed a lot of the red flags about my ex-husband cheating on me because I'm so trusting. Prior to his new job, we were very active with each other on social media, almost daily posting. Once he started, he began posting a lot more and posting me almost never, to the point where almost new acquaintances didn't know he was in a long-term relationship.
Okay.
Yep. I began noticing he would tag other women in posts, or they would tag him, make comments about him being handsome, sexy, etc. Do I need to keep reading?
Well-
I would bring it up, and sometimes he would agree something was inappropriate. Others he would say I'm being insecure. He would also start to ignore anything I posted him in. I became insanely jealous and would pick fights, saying why you would ignore me, blah blah blah. I explained it. It didn't matter if he posted about me or not, but if he's ignoring me and responding to them, it hurts my feelings. Fast forward 2 years almost, and we haven't been friends for a while. I'm in a rage, unfriended him, and him me, and we haven't really been back since. In October, we had a huge fight and both decided things need to change. We decided, that's awesome. We decided something had to change, so I moved out and we decided some space may help. There are a lot of other factors, but leave it at that. He broke up with me 2 days after and said it felt weird. If we couldn't live together, then it wasn't meant to be. We both tried to move on and see other people, but couldn't get over it and decided to try to work things out. He specifically mentioned starting over as if things were fresh and new. In a random conversation, he mentioned he liked it better we weren't friends, and it triggered me. I asked if he could talk about it with me, and he refused, pushed it off. I want to heal my social media insecurities with him, but don't feel like I could do that if we can't start somewhere. I plan to give him a timeline I feel comfortable with, say 6 months of newness, and after that we have to start somewhere. He says that we work better not as friends, but what he doesn't get is it makes me feel uncomfortable. I want to get back to where we were. Man, I hate social media. Says the
Yeah,
guy
I
on
mean,
social
first
media.
off, what she wants is control. Right? When it comes right down to it, she wants to see what he's doing. She wants to be part of that life. She wants to be involved, and that's the level of control that, in the past, like, it looks like it's bit him in the ass. It's, his uh they unfriended for a reason, and the toxicity that she mentioned was probably in those posts, and he's doing professional work through his personal profiles, which happens. It's important in some jobs, and I get why he wants it separated. They're not on stable ground, and they can start over all they want, but it's probably not even about her anymore. If he was with a whole new person, and we have a call. If he was with a new, let's get this person on. If it's one of you messing around. Hi, caller,
No.
you're on the air.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm trying to get some advice about the relationship that I've been in for about 2 weeks. And I
Okay.
wanted to ask, in your opinion, what is the soonest you could tell a woman that you believe that you're in love with her without getting any type of backlash, like and making it really weird?
You know what? There are no rules, and yeah, there are good ideas and good ways to go about it, but there are no rules. Even in the big thing in How I Met Your Mother was Ted's the kind of guy who says "I love you" early, and he needs a woman that could accept the fact that he's the kind of guy who says "I love you" way too early, and that
Okay.
happens. I think that just there's also the other side of that. Just because you feel something doesn't mean you have to say it. You can be in love with her and you can feel it and treat her like that. You don't necessarily have to say it, because when you say it, you have that big confession moment, which almost never works out for anybody, where she's on the spot
Uh-huh.
and she has to say it back or not. And if she's not ready to say it, be it that
Right.
she has love on a higher level or she thinks about it in a different way, it's going to be awkward and hurt you, and it could be bad. That's the backlash I think you're talking about. But what I want to say is,
Yeah. I mean, the only, I guess, not, I guess, fault. I guess, yeah, it would be fault. The only things I don't like about her is, she has a phobia. And it's crazy as all get out.
well,
But
it's
she has a phobia about cereals that, cereals, they'll come in boxes, right? They'll either be in a box, or you can get those big jumbo bags, right? The big, they're like the no-name
Yeah, yeah.
off-brand bags. Yeah.
Yeah.
She refuses to have any cereals in the house that are in a box. Like, I can't have, like, any, like, Raisin Bran Crunch, my favorite cereal ever. and it's just so good. But because it's in a box, she won't let me. She won't like. I don't know if I can love somebody like that, but I do rate, like, if I had to say, 75% says yes, I love this girl, and I don't know if it's because her weirdness, like I'm attracted to her weirdness. Like she won't
Weird's
even let me
okay.
pull the bag out of the box and keep the bag and like throw the box out. She knows that bag has been in that box.
Okay. Listen. Is she willing
She says
to
the
work
Fruit
through
Loops
that, or is this a
taste
set
weird
level?
when they come out of the box and out of her ass. There's milk and ass cereal in her, and I eat it, and she doesn't like it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe she's not for you.
Yeah, I mean, I eat Fruit Loops out of her asshole with skim milk and the biggest spoon I can. It's not a wood spoon because you get splinters that way.
You get splinters.
But then
yeah.
when
You
I
don't-
do
wait,
it, I do whatever she likes.
First off, you can use wood spoons. They just really need
get
sanded
splintered.
bone. You can't use a porous wood like pine. You're gonna want to go with the hardwood, and maybe you want a food grade
Oh, you're-
wax on it,
you-
like tongue
You're
oil.
fucking sick, bro.
Yeah. But oh, we got our first call. That was awesome. I think you're muted, Zaz. I can't hear you.
Yes, I am. Yeah, sorry about
Okay.
that. I didn't want to interrupt. That was going.
Yeah,
that was
thank
great.
you. I knew that took a left turn as soon as he talked about like she has a problem with cereal in the house. I'm like, you've done it for 2 weeks. So I was like,
I was actually looking up Raisin Bran Crunch. I was like, no, really? There's a
Fucking-
Raisin Bran Crunch? What the hell?
I love that was a great call. I don't care. Like it livened
No,
up the
it's
evening.
fantastic.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So anyway,
So yeah, back to
back to the previous. Oh, what were we at? The pegging? Or is that a different? No, that was.
no. We were on we were on the boyfriend and the social media.
Yeah. He's not probably if they completely broke up and he got together with someone else. He might not let that person on his social media either. I believe he believes he learned a lesson, and he doesn't want to involve his wife, girlfriend, or daughter, or whoever else in his business life on that level. So,
Right.
he's probably been burned once and doesn't want to take the chance again. And who cares? It's social media. The thing you care about in your relationship is your time together. You don't. I know a lot of married people who don't follow each other or give a shit about each other's social media.
Right.
Yeah. I don't see the problem. You don't need to be there. It's just control if you're insisting on it at that point.
I think without social media, it's just a catalyst. I mean, at that point, it's just without social media, something like this would have happened anyway. It would have just manifested in a different form. I mean, I like social media, the fact that we can get a hold of people, all of our friends, family, etc., yada, 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 communicate better. But when it comes down to it, a lot of us aren't ready for it yet. So,
Yeah.
But, yeah. We got another video you want to line up?
Oh,
do
I
you
do
wanna
want
go
to add
with
one
another
thing. If he is on
Yeah.
Facebook or a service that lets him say whether or not he's in a relationship, married or otherwise, it is disrespectful if he is and he doesn't update that status. Whether he tags her, I think if he's involving his personal life, I'm not saying LinkedIn, but if his personal life's in there at all, he should probably mention, because she has a legitimate thing where people are saying you're handsome and he's not even mentioning he's not on available. So at some point, I think yes, maybe she might have a point
Yeah.
there. Yeah, but I'll move on from that.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're on the same page. It's just, I think we have two different ways of looking at it. My personally is like, just wipe everything out, just focus on that one piece. And yeah, which is social media is the red flag. So,
Yeah.
but
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Anyway.
I also think he's not involved. He doesn't want this relationship as much as she does. So, I mean, that's
mean-
the bigger thing. That's what I read based on what she's saying.
yeah, exactly.
It feels like he's like, we'll break up. You moved out. Now we're not dating. That level of we're out of it.
yeah. Some of the
Now I want Raisin Bran.
yeah. Yeah, it was just like some of the comments on there were pretty we'll just move on from that conversation just because it was like, I mean, we're just beating a dead horse at this point. Yeah, social media is fun. So do you want to go to next video or do you want to go to another post?
Yeah, let's do the next video. Next, we'll do up Paige, who was our guest last week, and she did promise to come back. She One thing I need to point out was whenever I was talking to her, she heard that horrible echo voice on her headphones too. So she was working through that
Really?
to interact with us. Yeah, so real professional. Like just she went with it.
Hi, Relationship Smith. I'm Paige from the Stubborn Love podcast, and I found this fun question on Reddit and was wondering if you had an answer. So, this Redditor user, throwra-24, posted the following. How do I, male 30, tell my wife that I, female 30, would like to go for custody? My wife and I decided that we will not have children together, so much that she got our tubes tied last year. We've been together for 4 years. I had a very short fling with someone a few years ago, and I've just recently found that that fling produced a child, my daughter. She's 6 years old, and I was made aware of her existence only recently. The DNA tests came back that she was mine, and up until this point, it did not hit me that I was a father. My daughter's grandmother and I have been communicating, and she was the one that told me that there was a possibility that I was the father of the daughter. So when it came back that I was, she suggested that I come down there so we can talk in person. When I went, she told me that she can't take care of her anymore and that her sister was preparing to take her in. She wanted to know if I wanted to spend some time with her after she got back from school, and I did. We had a nice time together, and after she went to bed, her grandma explained how she didn't think the placement with her sister was permanent and asked if it was possible if she could be in my custody. I had a few hours to think about it on my ride home, and I would like to take her in. Now comes the part that I need to tell my wife about this arrangement. She knows about everything other than the fact that I would like to take her in. This is all new to me, and me taking her in will definitely impact our relationship, but this is my daughter. I have the means to take care of her long term rather than her getting bounced around from house to house. Okay, Relationship Smith, what do you think?
That is brutal all over. Uh, so there's a lot we could pass moral judgments. We could say that's your daughter, of course you take care of her, and you know. But there are other commitments that are just important going on in this man's life. His wife and the relationship they have and the time they have in. This is a child, and it's his child, and it was unplanned and all this stuff, but it's still his child. I think what he needs to figure out is, does he really want her in his life? Does he want to be a dad? Is this something he really wants? Make sure that it's not just a I have to, or it's the right thing to do. Does he want this girl in his life? If he wants her, then yes, he has to fight for her. He has to risk everything for her. He has to tell his wife how he feels about it. He has to open up and communicate, and it might be a deal breaker, and that sucks. But he has to pay for the things he's done if he wants to have this daughter in his life. And it's the hard part is, how do you have the conversation? You just have it. You sit her down. I met her. I want her in my life. Her life won't be good without me. I can take care of her. I want you to be part of it too, because you mean so much to me. Are you willing to do this with me? And if you want it, you're gonna do it. You have to ask her if she wants to come along with you, and it's going to be a shift. It's going to be hard. It's going to be tears. She's going to find out she's now second place in your life. It's probably going to take family counseling, couples counseling, to even if she agrees and says, of course, yes, I'm there, get to that counseling before you see a problem. You have to work stuff out. You've just changed everything in this future you've both been working towards. And the other side of it is, if you don't really want your daughter in your life, there are other ways to help. Think about what you can or can't do, or your own relatives who might do a better job than the fling you had's relatives. So it starts with how badly you want your daughter in your life. And this is just such a down topic after everything we've just our call we just had and discussions we've had. But I just think it's important that, don't put this daughter in your life if that's not the one thing that you'll want more than anything else. Because this is a commitment to a human, not just another couple years. This is a human being for the rest of your life. So if you're going to be there, you got to be there, and you got to put everything else aside. That's where I end that one, really. Paige hitting me with a hard one.
Yeah, I was gonna say Paige didn't hold back on that one.
No.
Holy smokes!
I wish
That
she was
is,
here to answer it too.
I
Like,
would
how would
love to hear
she?
her feedback on that.
How would she counsel a couple like that where the wife might still be undecided? I'm just curious. Yeah.
That's a rough one. Yeah. And dead air.
Dead air. Hey, it happens.
No, I'm gonna stop pointing that out today, just because.
I don't have any more witty comebacks for it. Dead air, dead air, dead air.
But so I got one here. It's boyfriend won't defend me. I have reached out to a few people to see if they want to come back and have a chat. We already had a call and several different videos. Do we have any videos in the back? So I'm not just burning through the questions. or-
We're done with videos tonight. We got
Okay.
2 Page stored up and 1 Autumn and the Mac knows worst. Is that the?
Autumn is the Mac knows worst.
Yeah. We got one more of her for next week and 2 more of
Oh, okay.
Page for the next. Yeah. So we're done for
They're great.
the videos for.
I'm gonna be listening to their podcast this week, definitely.
Oh
if not
yeah,
tonight.
yeah.
Yeah, those are great people.
Paige is off for April, by the way. Not that I don't want to promote her podcast, but she is taking a break. But
Okay.
she'll be back. And I'm gonna crash her show sometime.
That's awesome. Yeah, and it's like I said, I got a couple people on the back end too as well. We're talking to. She's not feeling so hot, so hopefully we get that group on there. I mentioned them last podcast. Their whole thing is it's talking about bad dating stories. It's a pretty fantastic concept that they're doing, and yeah, it's pretty great.
I don't have any
Anyway.
of those.
You have zero.
0.
Sure, I know you're being sarcastic, but
I
don't know, I listened to a couple of their episodes
Has bad dating stories.
if you don't know anybody, then you're the guy.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we have ourselves a boyfriend won't defend me, 25-year-old male and 24-year-old female, from his dad's inappropriate comments. Sort of like the friend, but this one's got a little twist because it's the father. I 24-year-old female, have been with my boyfriend for 4 years. Since I had my baby, it's been nonstop inappropriate sexual comments from the dad. Yikes. They come and visit us a few times a year to see their grandchild, and in the past, he said things like, "You look good. You look like you work out all night. You look good for having a baby. And I wish my wife looked as good as you.
Woof.
And I want you guys to get family pictures, but beach themed, so I can see you in a bathing suit." Literally in front of everyone, and he sees no problem with what he says. It gets worse, but I'll get to that. Anyways, I've spoken up and been like, "That makes me feel uncomfortable. Please stop that." But yet he continues. When I talk to my boyfriend about how his dad makes me feel, it's always things like, "It's a compliment. Just accept it. One day you won't get them, and you'll miss it." Which honestly breaks my heart because you think he'd be
Oh, man.
outraged by hearing this. I've gone as far as talking to his mom about it, about how I'm feeling again. I get brushed off. "I'm sorry, sweetheart. That's just how he is." But today, a big line was crossed.
Oh no.
Can't remember what we were discussing, but I disagreed with what his dad had said, and he said without hesitation, "I should put you over my knee and spank you." The room was silent. I was completely taken aback by this, and I said, "Don't you ever say anything about my body in any way again. That's absolutely disgusting." I told my boyfriend about this, and he rolled his eyes, and he said it was a joke. I don't understand why you can't take it as a joke. I was upset. I asked him if he thought it was okay for him to do that, and he said no, but to just stop taking things so seriously because he won't say anything because he hates arguing with his dad. Ooh. I know I'm not overreacting because I feel like this is sexual harassment of some sort because this happens every time they come to visit, and I've voiced how I'm feeling to everyone, and I'm brushed off. I guess I'm just asking what to do about my boyfriend not sticking up for me when this happens, because it's gotten to the point where I wear very baggy clothes, don't do my hair or makeup, and try to avoid his dad so I don't have to go through this. Yet it still happens, and I feel alone. I just want my boyfriend to understand how I'm feeling and actually stick up for me instead of brushing me off, leaving me to defend myself.
All right. Make sure you give me the URL to this one because I want her to see
Yeah.
this video. Because first off, stop hiding your face and your body and the way you want to present it. You are not doing anything wrong. Do not let this asshole change who you are and how you live. I have some comments about how the next time his dad says something inappropriate to you, you just look at your did she say husband or boyfriend?
Boyfriend, 4
Boyfriend.
years.
Just look at the boyfriend and say, "Well, that sounds like a good offer because Tiny Dick here can't do anything." And then when he gets offended, just say, "Oh, I'm just joking." You'll get used to it. You'll be upset whenever people aren't joking with you in the future. But don't go that route. Here's what you need to do. Be yourself first off. Dress how you want to dress. Do your hair, do your makeup. Be as amazing as you want to be. Do not let a creep like that stop you. And when you're in the room and he says the next inappropriate thing, don't freak out because you've tried that. You've already told him that's not appropriate. Don't talk about my body. And you are, by the way, 100% right. This is not okay. You deserve to be addressed in the way that you need addressed. Your boyfriend is a fucking idiot because he knows that a joke is only a joke if the person gets it. If you're not laughing, it's not a joke. It doesn't matter how he tried to make something funny. He failed. It's not a joke. So fuck your boyfriend. Like, not in a good way. Just leave the room. Leave the house. He says something like, "Oh, your boobs are looking perky." Just say, "Okay," and then get your keys and leave. I'm not saying to leave the relationship. I'm just saying disappear for a couple hours. And then when you come back, just tell them, "I didn't want to be part of this, so I left." You don't have to argue. You don't have to pick up your phone when you're out. If they text you, just say, "I'll be back in a couple hours. We'll see." Exit the situation. Let them know in a different way how serious you feel about this. And if that fails, that's when you tell your boyfriend that this is going to be the demise of your relationship. If his father joking and him not fighting with his father is more important to him than being with his girlfriend and mother of his child, then so be it. But you don't have to put up with it. He'll now know that you have the ability to walk away and that you will. He's had his warning 2 different ways to say it's not okay. They've had the opportunity to change his behavior. He has had it. Don't put up with it anymore. Get yourself out of the situation. If it continues, if your boyfriend still doesn't get it, tell him that this is going to end your relationship and then actually end it because it's not going to get better.
Yeah, I think the other thing you want to add there too, what concerns me is, I mean, obviously this is acceptable behavior on one side, and they have a kid involved, and that kid's going to see that acceptable behavior and potentially learn that, and then it becomes accepted too, and it gets passed down, it gets passed down, it gets passed down. I mean, kids are sponges, right? I mean, big hot take, I know, but I mean, it's just, I mean, I walk around trying not to say the F word around kids, you know, and accidentally one comes up and then it gets repeated. I don't run around saying the F word in front of kids, by the way. That's just,
I do.
I'm surprised Josh didn't have that put out there immediately in a banner. But the point being is, and there he goes. There he goes. It's just one of those things that I'm hearing that, and that's enraging, man. Imagine just sitting there being forced to hang out in a group of people with what you think is no exit strategy, and have to tolerate that.
Yeah,
And
she shouldn't
just
be around for it,
everybody's
just leave.
looking at you, and the second she said she had to change the way she operates for that shitheadedness, it's that's bad.
Not okay. It's not
You're
fair.
like,
It's not
go
nice.
right for his
It's not
dick, make
respectful.
fun of his dick.
Yeah. But
No,
I'm
it's
saying
not.
that's an amusing way
I know.
that I want, but don't do that. You're not going to win.
Right.
You're not winning anything. Like that's that revenge fantasy we go into.
No,
Just
because I mean,
leave.
what you know, with that personality, it's immediately gonna be like, I can't believe she freaked out, guys. It was only a joke, you know.
And,
It's like,
and that's why I didn't even suggest therapy and counseling in this one because I know this guy is not willing to go because he doesn't see it as a problem. Until
Right.
he sees it as a problem, maybe leaving, he'll get it. Or even the threat of leaving, he'll get it. You hope each step of the way he gets it. But this is not the kind of person who is going to go to counseling and work on being a better husband. I don't think so. She's going to have to push very strongly to get what she wants, and get what and what she deserves. She deserves respect from her husband, from her boyfriend, from her boyfriend, and from the father, from the mother. And this is again, like you said, this is how they're raising that child, and it's not okay to her, so it's not okay.
That's bad all around. So,
Right on.
all right, fellas. We're at the 10th, or sorry, the 11:30 mark. You guys want to do another one, or
You know what? Let's do one more.
what do you got going on, Josh?
What are we doing?
Okay. Oh, he put me on the main camera, and I was like, "Here it comes." I just saw that smile, his mustache curled, and I'm like, "Here we go." All right, let's do one more. My 33-year-old boyfriend. They're both 33. In 4 years, took photographic and video evidence of himself cheating, and I need advice to help processing. My boyfriend and I have been together for 4 years. I felt like things have been pretty good with us. We travel together a lot. We started having discussions about our future. But last week, he asked me to go on his phone to find a video he was looking for to send to his cousin for a few months when we were at a concert. And searching for this photo, I accidentally found pictures and video of him engaging in sexual activities with a woman who are not me from about 6 months ago, and another video from about 8 months ago. After seeing the photos and video, I was felt horribly sick and unsure what to do. So I closed the app, went to give his phone back to him, and told him I couldn't find the photo. I then told him I needed to head home, and I haven't seen him since. I've been pretending things are normal over text. I'm heartbroken, and I'm trying to figure out what to do. It's awful and horrible enough that he cheated on me, and even worse, that he felt the need to take photographic and video evidence of the cheating. We don't have any kind of commingled finances or housing, but I'm at a loss for how to approach the situation and to confront him about it. It's absolutely unacceptable to me that he was cheating, but it feels even worse that he wanted to have photos and physical evidence of the cheating. And I can't even fathom why he would want them. I'm completely blindsided by this, and I never even thought he was the kind of person. How could I confront him without completely falling apart to the next time I see him? And why would you keep photographic and video evidence in the first place?
Do you want to start this one?
No.
Okay.
No, I mean I mean, just right out of the gate. I mean, he didn't think it's a narcissistic move, right? He didn't think you were going to go through his phone and see it, or he was leaving breadcrumbs to be caught eventually. But I mean, that would entail a little more evidence outside of a couple photos or videos from 8-9 months ago. So with this, I mean, I feel like this was well hidden. He kept it because he's clearly using it for some level. I don't want to say what exactly it is, but that's just
Could
my
be
first
stroking,
thoughts.
could be ego stroking.
Could be ego stroking, could be
Blackmail,
memories like
who knows?
I still got it. That I still got it mentality. You know what I mean? 4 years, that could take place. I mean, heck, it could happen in 4 minutes, but it's that's just my first thoughts about it. How to approach it afterwards. I mean, I'm going to leave that to you. How would you approach that?
Well, I first off want to say make sure that the photos and video aren't older than they look on the phone. That he didn't just download them and put them there
Oh,
because he had them.
shit. Yeah.
I'm
that's a
assuming
good point.
haircut or a tattoo or something lets her know that it was in the time they were together. But make sure. You never know. He might have dug them up from an old hard drive and wanted to show his buddy what Melissa's tits looked like. You don't know. But if she's sure that it's happened in the time that they were dating, and she's worried that she can't get it all out and she's going to be too flustered or freak out, he likes his phone. Send him a big long text message or email and explain, hey, you wanted me to find this video. I saw these videos instead. I know that they were from the time we were dating because you have a tattoo of a woodpecker on your forehead, whatever it might be. And we're done. That's it. He need to go into how much he hurt you or ask him why he saved them. Or if he was trying to get caught, just say it's done and end it. Move on. You could probably send another message about how he can get his stuff from your place or get your stuff from him. It's done. That's just where you have to leave it. It's done for 2 reasons. One, he cheated. He endangered your health and your life. If he cheated, he didn't give a shit about physically you or mentally you. This is a big breach, and you can get over cheating. You can go to counseling and therapy and work on it. I don't think you're there. I don't think you're going to trust him again in anytime soon, and it's going to take a lot. For 4 years in, with nothing intermingled, you guys weren't heading in a direction of marriage yet. It doesn't sound like. I say get out now for one very big reason. on top of him being disloyal, disrespectful, endangering your health, and cheating, the biggest reason he's clearly stupid. Why would he have had those photos and videos on his phone? Why would he have you? Everything about him sounds like somebody you want to run from how intelligent he must be to his inability to keep a commitment to you. So end it. Consider yourself lucky you only wasted 4 years on him. Move on and just send him the message. If he wants to call and talk about it, fine, but get your words out first and then have your final discussion, but end it. Get your stuff back, all that other stuff you may have split over the 4 years. Break your vacation plans for the summer, whatever it is, you're done. It's not going to work. Is that too final? Now you muted yourself.
No, yeah, I had a cough. No, it's you're right. I did like the take on that though. I mean, digging up some old videos to, show friends or whatever it is you do with them, that's their own privacy or personal whatever. I mean, that stuff happens. But yeah, I mean, the conversation's going to happen one way or another, right?
And
Someone
she
did have
could
an-
start off with text or email and then discuss it, on the phone or in person if she wants, but get the words out however you get them out best.
Yeah. I did put a link in the chat, by the way, to that one as well.
Alright, thanks.
I did. There was one comment. There's only been one comment on it, which is a shame. This one is, I don't see a point in confronting him. That's just me. He'll have an excuse ready if you do.
Yeah, I mean, she
personally
can
would.
end it, but confronting isn't going to change anything. You're not going to
Yeah.
learn anything that helps.
I mean, it has to be quick and fast. Quick and fast? Yeah, it has to be fast and fast. If you're
I
going to
did
do that,
this.
you can't be
I
like,
saw this.
yep.
This is the result.
answer. No. Answer now. Comment. But I mean,
You have 10 seconds to reply before I block you.
and go. But yeah, it says, I personally, I know it's bad, would just ghost him. 4 years meant nothing to him while he cheated on you twice. So, did it say twice? Not that it matters, but I would like to know. Women, I guess, women plural. So, anyway,
That makes me think maybe they were older videos and photos. I don't know. But again, I'm hoping that she sounds like an intelligent person who probably went through and knew that they were within the past 4 years.
yeah.
I
had
mean,
a
date and
woodpecker on
timestamps
the
don't mean anything on a phone, really.
He had wooden spoon splinters all over his anus.
Yeah, get him
Like, kind of.
get him a wooden spoon for his birthday and just right, we're broken up.
All right. So yeah, that letter's in there. We're about at an hour over.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we're going to get out of here for the evening. We have in 2 weeks Jeffrey Asmus coming up. Next week we're going to have more of our callers. I'm going to try to get some more Redditors and podcasters to read Redditor questions. I really like the segments we have. I love the diversity of what I told people to pick out a question for help in one of the relationship forums that was either the best, the funniest, or the worst. And I think we kind of hit them all. Like,
Yeah, that was fantastic. That was a really good good feedback that we got there.
thank you
feedback,
to
sure.
everybody who participated tonight. We're going to throw in links to
Seriously.
them. And when I
Yep,
throw
I got-
the links up, I'll actually have on YouTube, if you see this video, the links to the podcasters will be below. So please click on them and support them.
Yeah, huge shout out to Oh Fuck Yeah podcast and Autumn the Glue with the Mac Knows Worst podcast.
Thank you. And Paige,
Yeah.
of course, our relationship.
Oh, and Paige. Oh
counselor,
my gosh,
friend
I
of the
did.
show.
How? Oh man, I
can
feel
you
terrible
forget
about that one.
Paige? She's watching this right now.
Zaz is
And-
failing. Big surprise.
She told us she told me she had a blast with us. So I had
Yeah.
I really like when I heard what I thought was her voice. I'm like, Paige.
Yeah, I even posted it when I heard Paige. I was like, "Oh, Paige," and put it out there. And then she read, what she read, and I was like, "Oh, I shouldn't be excited about this."
Yeah, I was like, this is tough.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know this won't make the cut, but I really do feel for that person. They can have all kinds of judgment about the affair and condoms and blah blah. His life's changing a lot.
Yeah.
And so is his wife's. It's gonna be tough.
Hey, Josh, say something so we can end on a high note. Go. And go.
I really think that